On the way to the coast, we took a lengthy detour and stopped at a couple of thrift stores we had good luck at last year. Guys, I found so much needlework. I'm Michelle. This is my romantic tangle, and I can't wait to show you what I found. The craft aisle at this first store was unbelievable. This DMC kit is one of the rabbits from Watership Down. Here's an old vintage Crewel kit. I don't know if that was supposed to have one or both, but if you look at the back, you can tell by the printing on the fabric that that's her dress, so that is the girl. I'm trying hard to do the voiceover without coughing. I was not sick yet when I filmed this video. These are punch needle fish, and the colors are so vibrant. If I had the right kind of bathroom, I could see taking these out of the hoops, getting rid of the lace, and reframing them because they are just glorious. This was a stamped cross-stitch kit with a table runner and 8 napkins. And I really had to think about it for a while before I convinced myself I don't use table runners or stitch cloth napkins. I hadn't seen the little Jiffy kits in counter cross-stitch before. And seed packets are just always one of those neat images. While I was looking at that one, Mom was at the other end of the aisle and found 3 more. These tend to come in sets of 4, so I think I have all of them. And I don't know if I'm going to stitch them or not, but I collect these little Jiffy kits, so it seemed like a good idea at the time. They were inexpensive. It's a dimensions kit, but not one that I would ever in a million years stitch. Here's a frame still in its original package for the big Jiffy Crewel kits, and I keep finding those. Maybe one of these days I should buy one just in case I decide I want to frame a piece in it. This bag turned out to be full of double-pointed knitting needles. Those got their own video. It turned out they were a fantastic deal. And hiding in that pile of stuff, I found this. It is a lavender and lace. Hundreds of hours of stitching and beading, and I found the pattern at the other end of the aisle. There's got to be a heck of a story behind that, and I'd love to know what it is. Nancy Drew books, especially the shiny picture covers, are in every thrift store, but I almost never see a dust jacket, and this was a free promotion. I think that that's a sought-after variation, but I don't know enough, and I've got other copies of that same book, so I left it behind. This is the second store of the day, and they had so much crochet and embroidered pieces, and it just really felt like they had gone through and cleaned out grandma or great grandma's linen closet, because these are things you see a lot of, but you never see so many of them together on the same rack. It was jammed so tightly together I couldn't get great pictures of each piece, and they were announcing repeatedly over the loudspeaker that the store was only going to be open another 20 minutes. So I'm sure this store had lots of other great stuff, but I was focused on the embroidery and the crochet. Did you see that pink fabric? I want to embroider something on pink fabric now and learn to crochet so I can make a fancy border for it. Look at this embroidered apron, and behind it, I would guess that all of these smocks came, like I said, from Grandma's house. My grandma had a bunch of them hanging on hooks in her kitchen. She'd sewn them all herself. I think they're probably at Mom's house. Friendship is the breathing rose with sweets in every row. I saw a couple of pieces with similar sayings, so maybe this was her favorite. Lots of crocheted dishcloths. I love this one, and I think that if I squint at it hard enough, I can figure out how they got that effect with the knitting. And if I'm right, it wouldn't be too tricky. I need to knit that, like, now. More needlework kits. Like I said, this is the second of 2 stores, but we never find this much needlework stuff on one day in back-to-back stores. That's a Creative Circle. I think that is candle wicking. I have a candle wicking kit I got dirt cheap at an estate sale, because who knows, someday I may want to try it. Lots of baby samplers in unopened kits. I stitched like half of a baby sampler for a friend before I gave up on it, and Then I lost track of her, so somewhere in my stash there is a half-stitched baby sampler that is riddled with errors, and someday I'll have to decide what it is that I want to do with that. And then I found something I have never seen in a thrift store before. Not the current kit, I haven't seen those either, but I found a bunch of unopened Joy Sunday kits. There must have been 6 or 8 of them, and the store had higher prices on them than I've ever seen on Dimensions kits or other new cross-stitch kits. So I am really confused by their thought process. I wouldn't buy Joy Sunday because of the copyright issues, also because these were all ugly as sin. I hope that whoever buys them, if they get bought, knows what they're getting. Here's another fun little cross-stitch guy. Thanks for watching. I'm Michelle. This is my romantic tangle. I apologize for my voice, but I did want to get this uploaded. Let me know, would you have bought anything we found on this trip?